Winston-Salem State University and City Teaching and Learning Center presents Using Speedgrader in Canvas with Michelle Leverett.
Hello everyone, this is Michelle Leverett, and today I want to show you how to use a Canvas tool called Speedgrader. If you've never used Speedgrader before or you've never experimented with all of its useful features, I hope you find this tutorial beneficial. So where do you find Speedgrader? From your course homepage, click on Grades. This will take you to your gradebook. This icon lets you know that an assignment has been submitted. You'll click this icon. A small arrow will appear. Click the arrow, and a window pops up on your right. Here you will find your Speedgrader link. You click the link, and here we are in your Speedgrader space, which is a whiteboard that has tools for annotation and feedback. It includes your populated student list from the gradebook, useful submission information for the assignment, a place to input grades, and if you have created one, a rubric for scoring. So what can you do in Speedgrader? Let's first take a look at the Annotation Toolbar. And instead of taking you from first to last, I want to go in an order that reflects how you may end up using the tools. So let's start with the zoom in and zoom out, which of course allows you to adjust the magnification to your visual comfort. Zooming out takes the assignment further away. Zooming in brings it closer. This expansion toolbar allows you to enter full screen. You still have your annotation toolbar, but it takes away the right screen where all of your scoring takes place. This selection tool is your neutral. It works like a cursor in any word processing system. It helps you to control where you want to go on the document. You'll see how it works when we get to the demonstration portion of the tutorial. The first tool is your point annotation, which is ideal when you want to focus on small pieces of text, like a single letter, a word, or punctuation. And before we move on, I want to point out the color bar option that appears with each tool. So just pick your favorite color. The highlighter, my personal favorite, works well for zeroing in on any amount of text from one word to an entire page if you wish. The text tool gives you an option of writing and positioning commentary anywhere on the assignment. The strike tool is exactly what it looks like, a tool that draws lines over text. The free draw operates like any writing instrument with its digital limitations, of course. The final tool is your area annotation. This allows you to select a large area of text, like a paragraph at one time. So how do these tools work? Let's demonstrate. And since we are on the area annotation tool, let's see how that one works. As a writing instructor, this area annotation happens to be my second favorite, quite possibly because it's the one that I use the most after the highlighter. As you can see, we'll have this cross that appears, and I want to highlight the heading on this assignment. So we're going to click and hold the left mouse button. We're going to scroll across and down to capture the entire heading and release. And I'll leave a comment here. I want to say a personal thank you to my colleague, Mr. Williams, who was kind enough to create this demonstration assignment for the tutorial. So let's look here. We're going to go back to the selection toolbar, which is our neutral. This is the one we go to when we want to point and click or change the type of annotation that we want to make on an assignment. So now I want to use the point annotation to point out a place where parenthetical documentation should take place. And as I said earlier, this point toolbar is terrific for moving in between or putting out small spaces. Now, let's pretend that I'm finished with this particular page and I've made all the comments that I want to make. I can either scroll down to the next page, or I can come up to my toolbar, go to my page tool, and click on the arrow, which will then take me to my next page. So as I indicated earlier, the highlighter is my personal favorite, quite possibly because it's the one that I use the most. To enable it, you want to click on the icon. You can choose your color at this point. We'll keep it on yellow. You want to place your cursor at the very beginning of the text you want to highlight. Press and hold the left mouse button as you scroll across, and release when you've reached the end. I want to point out where you can delete your annotation. This trash can icon appears each time you use one of the tools. So let's demonstrate how it works. If you want to delete your entire annotation for any reason, let's just make some commentary here. We'll bring the icon back up, and it's very easy to bring the icon back up if you've moved away from it. All you have to do is simply go back to the annotation, click on it, and the icon appears again. So once you click, Speedgrader will give you an alert asking if you're sure you want to delete this annotation. You can make your choice before you move forward. In this case, we want to delete it. We click OK. The entire annotation appears. We're going to re-highlight this so I can show you how you can delete feedback. If you want to delete feedback only, you will press this icon that appears in your feedback box. Sometimes it takes a minute. You'll get that same alert, and only your feedback appears. So if you want to delete the feedback and the annotation, you'll use the icon associated with the annotation. If you just want to delete your commentary, you'll use the icon that appears in the comments box. We're going to skip over text for a minute and go through the strike-through. The strike-through tool allows for the striking of one word, a sentence, or a larger group. So let's change our color. We'll go to dark blue. We'll strike through a sentence. And we'll make a comment. So now we're at the free draw annotation. And in my opinion, this tool works best for underlining and blocking out pieces of text. You can change the width if you wish. You can go from small, large. Let's go right in the middle and choose medium. So we'll underline. And just as the previous tool allowed, we can make a comment. So the final tool is the free text annotation, and the only tool that does not come with a comments box. And that's because the tool itself is a comments box. After you finish commenting on the assignment, you have the option of downloading your finished product. If you'd like to save it or you need to send it to a student for any reason, you would click this button and it downloads your annotated assignment in PDF form. To the right is where you will perform your scoring and find a convenient drop-down list to grade the next assignment. And this eliminates the need to toggle back and forth to the gradebook. Now, if you'll notice, our student's name is in bold with an orange circle. It indicates that 1, we have not yet submitted the assignment, the orange circle, and 2, the student is the only one that has turned in an assignment, which for the purpose of this tutorial is how it should look. Hopefully all the names in your list will be bolded. Since I have created and scored this assignment based on a rubric, and I'll just show you how that rubric looks in its expanded version. I'm going to click Save, and the grade will appear at the top. You can also manually input a grade, whether or not you've created a rubric for your assignment. You can always manually input a grade. Now notice what's happened at the top. We had a white circle here and an orange circle there, both of which indicated that the student's assignment was being assessed but not graded. Both have now changed to a check mark. This means that we have finished grading the assignment. And before we move to double check to make sure that that assignment has made it into the grade book, I want to show you an additional feature down here. You can add additional comments here. You can type comments. You can use speech recognition. You did well with this assignment! Exclamation point. And submit. Of course, you may have to go back in and make sure that it's grammatically correct. You can also attach a file. And when we move to our gradebook, we see that the grade has indeed populated correctly, and we are finished scoring that particular assignment. So that is Speedgrader and all of its useful features. I hope you found this tutorial beneficial. Happy grading!